over here, you know, so don't fuck with this woman, you know what I'm saying?
I'm big on energy, I'm big on reading the room, I'm big on personality.
The beautiful thing about you is that like you run like a very, very tight ship. Like people don't play with you. I'm just calling it how it is. I was like, all right, Jael's standing on business over here, you know, so don't fuck with this woman, you know what I'm saying? All right, Mike. Welcome everybody to another edition of Convos with Bishop. 2024, we are here. Appreciate everybody for listening, for tuning in. This is Bishop, the walking icebreaker, the ace of all trades, the master of delegation, all that good stuff. We are here in the beautiful estate of the Merce Wax Shop. Today, I am here with a lovely lady, boss lady, entrepreneur, just a phenomenal woman within the space of, I'll say honestly, online fashion, online boutique, travel, lifestyle, branding. What else we got? What else we got? Beauty,
hair.
Style, a little design as well too, because the design here, honestly, within the store is actually phenomenal.
Thank you.
She's actually one of the people that I definitely, metaphorically, not literally, look up to.
Thank you, right?
Yeah, right.
Definitely
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Miss Jael.
Yes.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you, Bishop?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you asking. So, got a quick temperature check from a scale of 1 to 10. You cannot use 7. How do you feel right now?
I feel like a 10. Always gonna feel like a 10.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Took us about like 10 years for us to do this interview. You know what I'm saying? I know. I added like 5 years. I said 5 during like the
10.
IG story, but now I said 10.
Right.
You know, I'm dramatic. I can be a little dramatic.
But it did take a little minute.
Yeah,
but we're here now.
Everything happens, as it's supposed to. So this conversation, it's obviously going to be for the masses, for people to learn, to be educated, to be inspired. You got a lot going on. I got a lot going on, but you got a lot going on. So I'm trying to honestly funnel this conversation to make it as focused as possible. But to start off, what I always like to do is really start with your beginnings, how did you got started as far as, what happened? Who was Jael before Merce Swag? Because obviously Merce Swag wasn't necessarily forever,
right.
But Jael has been here ever since the day you were born.
Right.
So the floor is yours. Let's get started.
Okay. Well, you first asked, how did I get started? So I went to school. Well, when I was in high school, I'm Haitian. So both my parents are Haitian.
Stop by say,
my boule. You Haitian?
Now everybody thinks I'm Haitian. My father's Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah.
You close to it.
A little bit, yeah. I'm on that side.
So I grew up Haitian. So of course, in the Haitian household, your parents either want you to be a doctor, a nurse, or a lawyer, or who knows, something that's just far-fetched, versus what's reality. Like, I feel like today parents should just raise their children to chase their dreams and just do whatever makes them happy versus what they want them to do. So anyways, I said that to say I went to school. I went to University of Phoenix for healthcare administration.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I got my associates in it. It was cool, but I just knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do. Like, I'm not into healthcare. I hate the sight of blood, hate the needles, all that.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's kind of like a phobia of yours?
It's not a phobia. It just grosses me out.
I got you.
It's just
I
like,
got you.
ew. Like, So I did that, and prior to going to school, I met Brandon, my husband. We were at Broward Community College, which is now Broward College now. But we attended that school. We had English class together, and it was maybe like the third day of college when I first started. I met Brandon, and we hit it off from there. And he's a veteran, so he ended up going to work as a civilian contractor in Iraq. And we were dating at the time, so he was like, damn, like, what we gonna do? I was like, well, we could just keep dating and see where it goes. So he goes out to Iraq, and he works as a civilian contractor, making like 6 figures. And at this time, I'm 18. So he's like, well, you wanna come out to Iraq and make 6 figures with me? And I was like, yes.
So you're a veteran as well?
I'm not a veteran.
Oh, okay,
I'm a civilian contractor. Oh,
okay.
So, and at this time, we worked
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, we worked for KBR. So KBR would hire civilians to work for them. it's a military-based company. I mean, it's a government contracting company, but they would hire civilians to work in Iraq. So at this time, I was super nervous, scared. I'm like, well, how am I going to tell my parents this? Like, what am I going to do? I finessed it, and I was able to. I took him up on the offer, and I went out to Iraq and worked with him and to make 6 figures. And we did it together. Shit, we did it together for about 2 years. And I knew my mom just had it in the back of her head, like she wanted me to do something in healthcare. So that's when I went to University of Phoenix online, and I did the courses, and I did all that, and I ended up getting my associates. And I tried to find a job in medical, and everybody was like, you need experience. I was like, but I got a degree. It was like, nah, you need
That's
experience.
usually like what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were like, nah, we need you to have at least like 2-3 years experience in the field, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, how am I going to get that if you guys don't want to give me the opportunity? So at this time, I was a girl's girl. Like, I was into hair, beauty, fashion, all that stuff. So everybody would always ask me, like, when I'm out and about, like, who did my hair? And even though I used to go get my hair done, I would still go back home and, like, redo the whole thing.
Really? Yeah,
and then eventually I just ended up doing my own hair. And after people just always asking, like, who did your hair? Brandon was like, well, why don't you, like, become a hairstylist? And I'm like, I mean, I don't see how I would do that. It's a lie. He was like, nah, you could do it. So I went to Empire Beauty School, became a hairstylist. The course was about 2 years. Ended up working in the salon for about 6 months. After working in the salon for 6 months, I realized that I was bringing these people, like, their income, because they were charging me booth rent. No, they were charging me percentage of my clients.
Okay.
A percentage of my, like, appointments and stuff.
Got it.
And I'm like, damn, I got a lot of appointments, and I'm bringing a lot of clients to their salon, and I got to give them some of my money. So I'm like, nah, this ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing.
Math is not mathing.
So we just somehow found this salon that was for sale online, and we called the owner, and he was like, yes, first come, first serve. It was a good deal. He was like, if you guys serious and you guys want the salon, whoever puts the money down first, let's do it. So
where were you at the time? Were you in Miami or?
We had, at this point, it was 2 years after doing contracting in Iraq, and we just ended up moving back home.
Okay.
Because they tried to separate us while we was out there, because they was hating. They didn't want to see a married couple together getting money together, so they tried to separate us.
Especially
and
a
send
black
him
married couple.
right. They tried to send him to one base and keep me at another base and all that. So we was like, nah, forget that. We're gonna leave, and then we ended up just quitting. And so I just became a hairstylist, and we found a spot. We found a salon, and then we was like, let's try it out. Let's just see what
year
happens.
was this?
This was in 2011.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're talking about like 13 years ago.
Yeah. This was in 2011. One thing about being in a marriage and having like a partner who's supportive, like we support each other, is just like being willing to take risks. Like for us, that was a big risk. Like quitting what I was doing, fresh into the hair game, 6 months in, and then just going to get a salon. So like we got the salon, we kept it open for 3 years. And in that time span, I was able to build a strong clientele. I worked with celebrities. I ended up like, just networking and putting my name out there.
What's some of the name of celebrities that you used to work with?
I worked with Gloria Govan. I did Maya's hair. I did Nikki from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
I have a funny
story about Maya with me and her, but off camera.
I did Tiny's hair.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, from T.I. and Tiny. I did, I think I did Kimbella's hair. I don't know, I did a few. I can't remember now, it was over 10 years ago. But those were my top like celebrities that I worked with. But within the 3 years, I was able to do that, and we just decided like the salon was holding us, because it's like our baby, Anytime you do a business, you open up a business, it's like your baby. Like you take care of it, you want to be there, sun up, sun down. Can't really go on vacation, all that stuff. So it just became a lot at a point, and I felt like it was keeping us stagnant because we were just stuck in the salon.
What was about having the salon that like made you guys stagnant, like made you guys like feel like you couldn't necessarily like grow?
I couldn't really spread my wings because I was always like there to take care of the salon. Like,
okay.
You know, keeping up with appointments. And I don't know what it is about me, but people did not want an assistant. Like, they didn't want my assistant to wash their hair. They didn't want my assistant to braid their hair.
Oh, wow.
They wanted me to do
They wanted
them
you
from
to
start
do
to finish.
A to Z, everything.
Yes, everything.
And that limits you because, you know, you can't duplicate yourself if people only want you.
Exactly.
You know? And that's honestly like that's kind of like the double-edged sword when it comes to personal service. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially I kind of relate with you with my concierge company. Like, I'm at a stage right now where I am building, I am scaling, but like people still, they want Bishop.
They want Bishop.
They want me. And it's like, hey, I can't be 5 or 6 places at the same time.
The
you know?
struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
I get that. So with that being said, when it comes to the trials and tribulations of like having, you know, like obviously it was successful, but it was only so but far you can get with that because you couldn't necessarily scale. Did that give you kind of like the foresight to actually, you know, come out with Merswag?
So okay, you fast forwarding. Okay.
Oh, I did. Oh, sorry. Okay, I don't know if I did. I was trying to segue a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So no. So once we sold the salon, I ended up becoming a freelance hairstylist.
Okay, got it.
And just ended up doing like hair, traveling to do hair. I was also traveling back and forth to Costa Rica, so I ended up coming in town. Whenever I would come in town, I would book a spot and do hair. Or I would rent out like a space to do hair. And eventually that also became tiring. And once I realized, so boom. So now we're doing hair. We start to venture out because now we sold the salon. So now we can spread our wings more and we can just, you know, try different things. So Brandon suggested like, why don't you get into, because at this time the whole conscious movement was going on. You know.
What year was this?
This was like 2015.
Was that?
Was
that George Floyd? No, that wasn't George Floyd.
Yeah, that
was
close,
George Floyd.
Yeah, that was close to around that time. I think it was before George Floyd.
Okay.
And then what's her name? The
was
one
that Sandra Bland? It was probably Sandra
Sandra
Bland. There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
rest
it was
in peace.
like that's like the whole. You know, the community was coming together and everybody was like, you know, starting to
and election year was coming through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
Becoming aware of who they are, you know, what their rights are and all that stuff. So anyways, we was just like, okay, let's try to tap into our community and like, let's take this to another level. So we got into the dashiki game, the African print, the dashikis. I was so like not for it, but Brandon was like, babe, you should do a picture where it's like an afro and you're holding the ankh and it's like a very powerful, like, powerful picture or whatever. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So I did it. And everybody responded to it. Everybody loved it. So we just knew at that point, like, okay, let's just move forward with the dashiki prints and the African prints, and let's just see where it goes. So we came up with the name More Swag, which is a play on words because, you know, blacks were originally the original Moors, the original people of the earth. So we was like, all right, how can we, because of course this was the conscious movement.
Yeah.
This was the whole thing going on. So it was like, how can we create a name for the brand that's identifies with us, but that's also like cool, you know?
Progressive as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we did More Swag and we spelled it MOORSWAGG, but somehow Instagram ended up canceling our page after like 10K, so we had to redo it and we ended up changing the name to MUURSWAGG.
Did you find why that was the case?
No.
Yeah. Well, I can kind of put two and two together.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, a whole nother conversation. It's all good. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Right.
Yeah.
So we came up with the name and we did like a play on words, More Swag, Mer Swag. And it just stuck. And from there, we just built the brand. Eventually, like a year or two into the brand, Taraji P. Henson, her makeup artist, ended up reaching out to me, was like, hey, Taraji loves your brand. You know, would you guys like to send her some stuff? Blah, blah, blah. We sent her like a PR package. She loved it. She ended up posting and she just kept supporting us. Like she kept like just vouching for us and like putting us on the map. And from that, like that just elevated our brand even more.
Was that the moment?
That was one of the moments.
Okay.
That was probably the top moment.
Okay.
That was like, oh, Taraji? supports Merswag, we support Merswag, you know. So, and Taraji is loved by many people.
Facts.
So she's like the auntie to us. You know,
I can
like
see that.
auntie vouch.
Yeah. No, she supports that. Then obviously everybody else would. So what year was this? Now this is what, 2016, 2017?
This was like 2017, 18.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
2017. And of course, like me, I'm a type of person, I go hard. Like I don't sleep. If I have a vision, if I have a dream, like I'm gonna see it through all the way. So like I was into the social media. I was into like figuring out how to market the brand without having to do the most, like keep it organic still. Cause you know, you got people who pay for all this stuff. And for me, I was like, nah, we want to keep it organic. Like we want to build our following and build our audience.
But how do you keep that focus though? Because when it comes to trying to build it in an organic standpoint, and you actually want to like, you know, because you know it's kind of like a baby, you know, like babies don't become adults right away. There's like, you know, within like 18, maybe 21 years. But then like sometimes you'll have like maybe some type of distractions. Like, you know, if I go with this person or this ambassador, I can build it up. But then the culture and the brand alignment won't be there.
Right.
So I think that's a lot of like brands, they make the mistake. They only see the dollars. Like, you know what? Damn, I can go with Logan Paul right now, which sounds Logan Paul, like I have nothing wrong with him, but like if it doesn't necessarily align, even though it may build, it will be short-term gratification instead for like long-term, you know, goals.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, again, like me and Brandon operate the business. So having that checks and balances, like there's times where I'm like, oh, let's go this route. He's like, no, let's go this route. So it's like trying to find that middle, that medium where it's like, okay, this is how we're going to approach it. And we found the medium, and we found that point where we were like, let's do it like this. Like money ain't everything, you know, all money ain't good money. So just building that good customer rapport, doing pop-ups, seeing people in person, like creating that connection with people, them being able to identify the face with the brand actually in like real life, you know. That created that connection, and then just from there, like people just spreading the word. Like you know, people see me on Instagram, they show love, support. They see us at our events, they pull up. Like it's just always been an organic vibe to it, and I think a lot of it comes from me being a balanced individual in business, in mindset, in marriage. You know, like that kind of helps ground an individual. So
having that support is definitely important.
Yeah.
You know? If you don't have that, you don't have that foundation. Like, what else do you have?
Exactly.
You know, what are the things and what are like the aspects of having like an online brand or just a brand in general, like a boutique, that a lot of people don't really know about that be happening? People, I know, I opened up a can of whoop ass. I know that you know it was coming, girl. You know it was coming. So, you know, because a lot of people see Merswag, beautiful women, supporter women, the beautiful items and everything else too, the events. But people do not see the fuck shit that comes with it.
When I tell you.
You have to sit back for this.
Yeah, there's moments.
You want to sip your drink before we do it? Let's do that. Let's sip the drink beforehand, please. Let's get into it.
Cheers to Merswag.
Cheers.
Cheers
Yes, ma'am.
to Bishop.
Thank you very much.
Only the best.
Only the best.
All right, so y'all, there's moments where I've been wanting to. I say, you know, fuck this shit. I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. Like I'm tired, and it's like whether it's Brandon or whether it's our supporters that just reel us back in. You know, there's moments where I'm like, I don't want to do this no more, and then I'll post a picture and it'll go viral. Then we sell out of everything.
But what would happen though?
It just
give
be
me
a
example.
lot.
Just give me an example. You don't have to get into like the weeds as far as like the operations, but like some things that happen to you that like a lot of people won't necessarily know.
I mean, not necessarily things that happen to me, like just things
Or the
that
brand,
happen
or the brand.
in the business.
Yeah, in the business, yeah.
I would say like a lot of, okay, so prior to where we are now, we started the brand in Miami. And then the brand elevated once we moved to Atlanta. We did Atlanta for about 2 years. We did Atlanta from 2015 to 2017.
Okay.
And that helped with the community because Atlanta's a black mecca, you know?
It's the Wakanda, you know?
Hello. So anything we did in Atlanta, people showed up and they supported. and that helped the brand out a lot. But at this time, we were shipping and we were moving product from our kitchen. So we literally turned our kitchen in Atlanta. Granted, we had a nice condo. We was at the Atlantic.
It was inventory section.
It was inventory.
Yeah,
The kitchen became our inventory. The rooms, the closets became our inventory. Me and Brandon was shipping stuff out, like processing orders out the kitchen, bringing it in the IKEA bags, 4 or 5 IKEA bags to the post office. Like, and I was doing hair at the time. I was still doing hair. So it was like just trying to balance and manage that, and also manage our business that we had in Costa Rica, manage marriage. Like a lot of it is just a lot. Like sometimes it just becomes a lot, and then you feel like as an individual, you have no more left in you. Like you're just tired, you're over it. And, when I reached those points, it was just the support would just lift me back up. It would just be like, girl, you just put your big girl panties on and just get your shit together. Like it's hard, but it ain't that hard.
Do we overcomplicate things as entrepreneurs?
I feel like we overthink a lot.
Okay. We
overthink, and I think sometimes we can't overcomplicate stuff because we want to deliver so much, but a lot of times people gonna give whatever you give them, and if you do a little extra, it's always felt by your audience, but it's never that serious. Like, I've learned now in life that things are not as serious as you think they are. If you just do it and like you put energy into it and your intentions are pure, you're a genuine person, it's always gonna work out for you. Like things will always work in your favor.
So obviously as of right now, you don't do hair anymore. What was that moment where you were like, you know what, Brandon, like we gotta really just focus on like this brand, this Merswag. Like what was that moment like?
When I realized it was less labor and I could still make money.
Hey, listen.
I was like, wait, I ain't got to stand on my feet for like 6 hours.
Like 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, going crazy.
Take no lunch break. Like don't go nowhere because I'm tired and I have to wake back up early in the morning because my client wants to come in at 8 o'clock because she has to take a flight at 12. So it's like, and she don't care that I got stuff. Like I'm tired. She's like, girl, I paid you. I need you to do my hair.
Yeah, facts.
So it was like, you
have to deliver.
Yeah, you got to deliver.
Yeah, definitely. And when it comes to personal service, it's about you serving them. Exactly. Merswag is you can, I guess it's like there's different devils within the brands, right? When it comes to like, okay, obviously like, with your spa, it was obviously you had to be there. You couldn't necessarily move around because you always have to like have that personal service for your clients. Right. But like in Merswag, there's other things that can definitely be problematic as well, as far as what? Like give me an example. Shipping is huge.
Shipping.
Okay, talk about that. Talk about that.
Just shipping in general. USPS, y'all good. But let me tell y'all, I got a bone to pick with USPS. USPS will have your business looking crazy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and you don't realize it when you're shipping out maybe 10 orders when you first start. It's like, okay, boom, my 10 orders got shipped out, good. But when you go to shipping out 200, 300 orders in like a week when we first started, orders would get stolen. They wouldn't get delivered when they're supposed to get delivered. They wouldn't get picked up when they're supposed to get picked up. So it was like, and customers don't understand. Like, like they think it's you. Like, oh, you ain't send my stuff out in time. And so it's just trying to keep customers satisfied and then also trying to just meet the demand, keep up with the demand, and having quick service. People want convenience. People want quick service. Speed, yeah. So that was a major factor. And after we left Atlanta and we came back to Miami, we ended up getting like a spot where we could turn our apartment into our office. And that worked out for maybe about a year. And then after that, we was like, nah.
Yeah, because that can have some problems in itself too. Like, working at home.
Yeah.
You should have like a sanctuary as far as like with like, your covenants, and then there should be other spots for like your business as well. Now, other people can't necessarily afford it because obviously there's overhead and everything else too, but it's worth to do that because if you try to do everything at home, you're gonna drive yourself damn crazy. you can't get away.
You can't.
You can't get away. You know what I'm saying?
And we had, at that time, we had our friends supporting us and helping us out with, like, while we was traveling in Costa Rica, they would help us, help us move the orders and stuff. And that became, it became too big. The brand blew up. This was around the time, too, that Taraji was supporting us, and she was posting us and stuff. And, you know, some of my pictures would go viral. We was also doing marketing with Baller Alert. And we was marketing with the Cut Life. Shout out to the Cut Life.
Yeah.
She's like one of my number one like, fans, support. Yeah, I love her. Tahira. But just like doing marketing through them and our orders and our products selling out fast, it was all right, we got to do something. Like and this is right before the pandemic, right before COVID. I think it was early 2019.
Okay.
We ended up getting a warehouse in Aventura. And we went from working in our apartment to now moving things to a warehouse. And I didn't have no team. I'm lying. I started with my friend who was working for me that was helping me out in the apartment. And then I ended up hiring her mother-in-law.
Okay.
So they were both helping me out, shipping out the orders, helping me process stuff. And then before you knew it, like that became bigger than us. So I had to hire more staff. And luckily enough, I found my manager Himena, who's now our manager, our warehouse manager. She's been with us for almost 4 years.
Dope.
Yeah, so she started with us early 2019 when we opened up the warehouse. And from there, like, we just built the team, built the warehouse, and now we got moving machine.
Nice,
so.
Nice. Let's stay on the topic of scaling and actually having a team. Did you have a method or some type of process to, okay, we made this amount of money, now we can scale? Or like, was it a simple fact of like, okay, no, we need a team now and we can figure it out later? Because sometimes you don't necessarily know like what comes first, you know, like again, the chicken egg in this standpoint, you know, like the money's gonna come, but like we need to build a team to actually have the support.
Right.
But do you wait for the money for it to come and then you build a team? Like what, like in your experience?
So starting off, I mentioned this, I had another interview one time and I mentioned this little gem. Starting off, we started our platform on Etsy. Then we transferred our platform from Etsy to Shopify because Etsy is cool, but that's more for like custom or like handmade or like, you know, a niche of things that you're trying to sell. Whereas Shopify gives you the platform to like grow and scale and
website,
like,
you know, branding, all that stuff. Yes,
it's a storefront. So we moved our platform over to Shopify, and then from there, I would say maybe like within 3 to 6 months of being on Shopify, they offered us capital, where it was like they offer you capital towards your business, and then from that they collect a percentage of sales, daily sales.
Okay, got it.
They collect a percentage from your daily sales to pay back the capital loan. So we did that at the start of our business, which helped us out tremendously. PayPal does the same thing.
Yep.
So with that, we were able to use those funds to build the brand, expand, and get the warehouse and, you know, pay the employees. And at the time when we got the warehouse, it was literally right before Thanksgiving. So a whole rush came in, and it was us and Jimena, who I hired at the time. She was just fresh getting her feet in the door, and she was like, oh my God, I love this. Like, she has a drive to like just see a lot of work and get it done. So that helped us out a lot, and that was a hard time, but it was also a good time because
Why was it a hard time?
It was hard because it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of inventory, keeping it organized, you know, not making sure you don't send people the wrong outfit or the wrong size.
That can happen.
Yeah, like making sure you get your orders together. Like it was just a lot. It's just imagine it's just you and you have 500 orders. It's you, and then you have 300 orders, and then in 3 days you get another 200 more orders. So now you're like, I need a team, I need help. Then the team comes in, and when the team comes in, you get another 200 orders. And it was like, we got to figure out how
like
to put
a
our minds
constant
together.
avalanche that kept on coming
It
through.
kept coming.
Blessings. It's blessings
Yeah.
because you guys are making money, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to maintain this.
Yeah, we got to maintain it. You don't
Yeah.
want to let people down. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
one thing I always am big on is just keeping my customers happy. Like, just delivering. You know, however it needs to get done. If I got to stay up 24 hours to get these orders out, I'm going to do it. Because, like, the customer, they don't need to know what you got going on. That's none of their business. All they care about is, I paid for something, I want it, and I need it here. You know, like, all that in between, that's none of their business. They don't care. Like, how are you holding it down? If this is what you want to do, how are you going to maintain it and how are you going to keep it up? All that personal stuff, that's personal, you know, but the black and white is what everybody sees. So
Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
Right, exactly. You know?
know?
So pretty much that right there is just seeing how big our brand was becoming and knowing that we had to scale up was just a leap that we took, and we was like, it's gonna work. Like, why wouldn't it? So, and it worked out.
So before we get into the other side of your team, when we talk about your girls, you know what I'm saying? Your squads, your squadron, you know what I'm saying? There are hundreds and thousands of brands that do not what you do, but similar to what you do, right? Why aren't they not as successful, and why don't they make as much as profitable as you are? Like, what do you think is the difference? What do you think is like the one thing is like, yo, this is where you're messing up? Consistency,
and just being organically you. And then, like, because a lot of these boutiques, like, they use other people's pictures. They'll use my pictures to sell the same merchandise that I have, you know?
Wait. You can't just drop that and then wait, what?
This has been going on for years. Even
really?
When I was a hairstylist, yeah. Like, people would literally take my picture, they'll cut my head off, they'll Photoshop the outfit I have on and change it to another color. They'll do all kind of stuff. And, like, one thing about us is that the product we're selling, like, they see it on me, I wear it, I show them how it looks, I show them where to wear it to, how to wear it, how to put their hair together. Like, I give them a full package. And a lot of these brands don't do that. Like, they think, oh, everybody got a boutique, I want a boutique. And I'll just use pictures from my manufacturer, or I'll just use pictures that I see on Instagram that's the same outfit that I'm trying to sell. And it don't work like that.
Yeah.
It don't work like that, because like, people want to be able to identify to something. They want to be able to relate to something. So if you are a brand and you have nothing for them to relate to other than what everybody else is selling, why would they want to support you? Why would they want to, like, you know?
Yeah, the aligning part that I can actually I have with you as far as with my concierge company is that everybody's a broker. That's number one. I always said this. Everybody's a middleman for everything. Everybody can get yachts. Everybody can get private security. Everybody can get security or transportation or whatever, right? But for my company, it's all about the experience that I actually curate around those services. I don't sell you the service. I sell you the experience.
Yep.
With you don't sell the product. It's not the product. It's not like the jeans. It's like what comes with it. And what makes you feel when you put it on.
Exactly.
How do you look when you actually put it on?
Exactly.
Where do you actually go with more swag to be able to elevate like your appearance as well too? The reactions and also the feedback that you get from other people as well. Like that is what Swag is all about.
And I took that from when I was doing hair. It was the same when I was doing hair. Like, I would do my clients' hair and they would love it. They'd be like, girl, everybody stopped me and asked me who did my hair. Like, they'll come in, tell me all their problems. By the time I'm done with their hair, they feel like they leaving a whole new person. And, like, whatever problems they were just venting to me about just went out the door, because now they feel beautiful, they look beautiful, and they feel beautiful. So it's the same with the Swag brand. It's like, you look good, you feel good, you're going out, you're getting complimented, you know, like, it could be someone who wasn't noticed, and now they putting on some Swag, and it's like, oh, girl, all the dudes was trying to holler, you know, so it's like, now you have this connection with not just me, but just with the brand. So it's like, they're gonna support, they're always gonna support.
Speaking of the connection, because I think that's like one of your superpowers is just being a connector, you know, the women of Merswag, like the ladies that you have like on your side. One of the things that I definitely admire you about is how you're able to just galvanize a whole bunch of like women, you know, to get on the same page, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it can be a little difficult, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody has their own thing, whatever, you know. Sometimes women can be a little catty. Hey, listen, it is what it is. You know, not all, but some. But like all the women that you have that are a part of your brand are just cut from a different cloth.
Right.
So how? Like how do you do it? Like how do you get these women together? How do you get these women on the same page? Like, have you dealt with certain situations before where like there's like back and forth as well too? Like, you know, like, cause I do, like I said, that's your superpower. So I definitely want to learn, you know, from that.
You know what's crazy is that in all my years of connecting with women, I've never had a bunch that just didn't like each other. And it was like catty, like it was like a situation where it was like, I've never had that. And
that's actually impressive.
I think that's very impressive.
Yes.
To say, you know, to say for myself, like that is.
That kind of speaks to you though.
Right.
And the respect they have for you.
Right. Like I think, like you said, like I just don't carry myself as a messy, catty person. So I'm big on energy. I'm big on reading the room. I'm big on personalities. And like, you know, I have my group of friends that I'll go here with them. Like I'll go to this event with them, but they're not the same group of friends that I'll bring to another event with another group of friends. So it's just knowing how to bring energies together and just making sure they all mesh. And also, like, I'm married, so I didn't really have a whole bunch of girlfriends. And, you know, like, even being married, I didn't really have single friends. Because when you're single, you can't get advice. I mean, when you marry, you can't get advice from a single person.
Single women keep women single. I've always said that.
You know, so, and sometimes you got your grounded single women.
Of course.
They're
but,
one of few. Yeah,
listen,
it's like a needle in a haystack.
It's needle in a freaking haystack.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, I just didn't really have like a lot of girlfriends growing up. Like, and the ones I did have, I'm still friends with from elementary school. You know, like, and having a business where I need women to help get my name out there and get my brand out there, I also want them to feel like, okay, I'm not only helping Jael, like I'm helping myself too. Like this is a community. It's not something where it's like give, and you can't take nothing back, you know? So I made sure to build that type of collaboration with me and my girls, and then eventually it always turns into like a friendship. Yeah. Like I got about 3-4 group chats where like, you know, it all started from a Merswag event and now we're like really good friends. So, you know, and it wasn't that easy for me to piece together, but I was able to do it.
What were the parts that did not make it easy? Like,
cause I just wasn't an outside, like I was outside, but I was outside, with respect, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because you are married at the end of the day. So so there's certain boundaries you got to have, certain compromises.
Exactly,
it is what it is.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, I could have networked with people in the industry and I could have probably blew up bigger than what I am now, but I also have to respect my marriage. I have to respect myself. Like, I ain't gonna sell my soul just to be this person that is short-lived, you know? I'd rather build something strong and build something that's consistent that could last forever. That could be a household brand. Brandon always told me, he was like, we have to make ourselves a household brand, and then from that, it can turn into whatever we want it to turn into. But first, we need to build a strong brand, a respectful brand, and, you know, a clean brand that everybody's gonna wanna fuck with.
You know, low-key, I call y'all the presidential family of Miami.
Damn, I like that.
Like I really do. Like for real. I feel like I call y'all like the Obamas, honestly.
Aww,
of Miami.
thank you. I'll take that.
yeah, definitely. So when it comes to you know, collaborating with these lovely women, like again, a lot of these other boutiques, and I've seen it personally. They just like, oh, hey, like you have a following and you have like, you know, engagement. Here's a piece of product. I want you to do this. And that's like the only thing that they do. So like, what other things do you actually do for your girls, for your influencers, to keep them loyal? Because they can just go to any other boutique and just get like free shit. But
And
like
they
it's
do.
different with you because
Yeah.
it's more culture, it's more community. So like how do you build that?
Well, one thing, I never get jealous. Even if my girls go to another brand, like we all got to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that brand is offering you something that I'm not offering, or even if we're offering the same thing, I'm not paying you to be exclusive to me. I'm not, I don't also want to create that relationship, like, you know, where it's like, I need you with me.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, when you demand so much from people, that's when things start getting shaky.
It creates resentment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when people start finding an issue in the little things. Whereas if there is an issue and it's little, and you didn't create that energy where it's like, I need you here, to me, something little happens, and you're like, oh, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's ain't no biggie. Like, life goes on. So,
I think that's so powerful. Because like I think that's so powerful because like again, like I just know so many boutiques that just don't have that fucking mentality at all. Like
Yeah.
they just go off for one in somewhere else, whatever, and they have a heart attack.
nah.
I'm like, yo, dog, like you don't own these people. You don't own these
them,
women.
right?
Like-
All my girl. If any of my girls right now went to other brands like Fashion Nova or Pretty Little Thing, like who am I to get mad? Like that's crazy to me. That's
happens,
that's-
Jael.
It's controlling. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like that. Like I'm not. So my girls know that, and I think that also creates a loyalty where they're like, Jael's cool. Like she's cool. Her brand's cool. Her brand's chill. Like she's always doing things. She always involves me. She always makes sure I'm seen. Like I always make sure my girls are seen. Like my babes, like if we're in an event, we're doing something, a photographer is gonna be there. I want you to look good. I want you to dress good, and I want you to be confident in who you are because it's gonna get posted. So it's
Of course.
like you know, like
Yeah.
pull up and show out. Like
So so this is a question before we move on. I'm kind of afraid to ask this question because it's not open. What I wanted to ask is that in a very, very short form, the girls, I said, because you obviously have your core group of girls, right? Individually, like, what do you love about them? The Honeys, the Alexes, you know?
Their energy, their personality.
Like one by one, like Alex.
Okay, Alex is just very bubbly. Like she's just bubbly. She's just genuinely who she is, and she has like this dry humor and sassiness to her. You know, she's spicy.
Yeah, facts.
But she's also like, she carries herself with respect. Like she's very like grounded. She's a balanced woman. And she just carries herself with respect. And I just love a woman who can move with respect. Like, you know, you still outside having fun. You still doing your thing. You looking good, but you also are very like tasteful in how you move. And Diana, I met her. That's Honey D. I met her. She came to my grand opening for the store. Love her energy. And she's the same. Like she's chill, laid back. She works. Like she's just a well-rounded individual. So I like to keep that around me, and I feel like having those type of women around me is so easy for us to build off of each other. It's so easy for us to get along because your intentions are pure. Like, you know, like I mean, all of these babes may have another side to them that I don't know about, but I don't put them in a place where it's always a safe space anytime they're around. And anytime they know they're getting invited to something, or I invite them to something and I'm not going to be there, they know it's always going to be a safe space. So,
And that's very important too.
Yeah.
You know, because to make these women feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, you got to have like, you know, curious safe spaces for these people, you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know,
And it's always going to be an experience.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, some, you know, niggas be wilding sometimes. I'm just keeping it
They
buck,
do.
you know what I mean? Yeah,
They
so, you
do.
know, because it's interesting because, you know what, let's get into that real quick because you have to be very, very careful with the male relationships and also the male partnerships that you have within this brand. Now, they're not your influencers, but they're your constituents, you know what I'm saying? Because beautiful women are going to attract men anyway. So it's
Right.
like you have to be very, very careful on which men are going to be able to actually get this access to you as well too, to these events, respectfully,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Have you had any trouble in the past?
I have
Or no?
not.
Okay,
I have
perfect.
not.
Okay,
you
good.
know, being married helps that because our male friends are mutual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's either a male friend that I might know,
Mm-hmm.
and Brandon is now friends with them, or Brandon's friends become my friends. Like, all our friends are mutual. We don't have our own separate friendship with other people.
That helps out a lot. That
Yeah,
helps out
and
a
not to
lot.
say that every relationship should move like that, but it makes it easier. You know, so and I mean we balance it out. We have the men come in and the women are there. Women always gonna be there. Like one thing about the brand, we always gonna have women, but you also need that balance. Like if you have a room full of women, eventually it's gonna get catty. You know, but if you have that male energy in there, it's gonna balance it out. People
Yeah.
are gonna mingle, they're gonna talk, whatever. And we have a lot of couple friends. We have a lot of single guy friends. We have a lot of single mer swag babes. So it's like everybody grown. We don't set up a situation, or we never set up an event where it's like this is a dating situation.
Yeah, or a
It's
mixer
just,
or something like
yeah,
that.
it's
Nah,
networking.
It's just networking, and whatever happens out of that get candidly cool, but you're not responsible for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's not what we here for. We're here to bring y'all a good time, a good experience on the behalf of Mer Swag. Whatever happens outside of that, y'all grown.
It's just very, very important to like also keep that respect on both sides. You know, not just with the men, also with the women as well
Right.
too. You know what I'm saying? Because things can get a little hairy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I do think with you, the beautiful thing about you is that like you run like a very, very tight ship. Like people don't play with you. I'm just calling it how it is. I was like, all right, Jael's standing on business over here, all right? So don't fuck with this woman. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that the common denominator of this conversation, right, with Merswag, you know, the past businesses you have, the support, everything is, you know, the marriage that you have, the covenant that you have with Mr. Brandon. Listen, I don't call y'all the Obamas of Miami for no damn reason, okay? Because I am very, very intrigued. I'm very, very inspired by y'all.
Thank you.
To be very, very honest with you, because
Thank
I'm
you.
like, damn, like, you know, in this day and age, it is more difficult than ever before, right? Or more difficult, I should say. It's not impossible, but it is more difficult to date, you know, because just people have different mentalities now. Some people want different things. You know, the art of traditionalism is kind of dying as well, too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of women, not a lot.
I blame
but
that
like,
on social media, though.
Yes, I blame social
blame it
media
on
and
social-
feminism, but you know, that's another topic for another day.
That is, yes.
You know, but I am very, very, very honed in and very focused on like what works, and you know, I'm a traditionalist at the end of the day. You know, like I have a little bit of nuance when it comes to modern beliefs, but I do believe that the man is the head of the household, and then the woman is the neck that basically supports you. That's just how I am. But from the outside looking in, it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you guys are a power couple.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when it comes to business, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to just dealing with, because both of y'all have separate businesses as well,
Right.
as opposed to having a business together.
Right.
How the hell do you do it? like, let's get into it. Like, how do you
mean-
balance and how do you just manage like the intimacy part, the relationship part, you know, not getting in your heads and like, you know, want to tear each other apart because you guys are always together. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all always together. I mean,
because if you're there, Brandon's right
Yeah.
behind you. If
And
Brandon's
if he
there,
not-
you are right there.
if he not, everybody always asking, what's going on?
Facts,
Like, Brandon
facts.
not around,
I
Jael not
always,
around.
whenever I see you, I'm like, okay, Brandon's here. Where's Brandon?
Yeah, no, for sure. People associate us together, which
Yeah.
is a good thing. I mean, look, a relationship is not perfect. A marriage is not perfect. There's ups and downs. There's rocky points where you just want to end it all, and there's points where you're just super happy and you're like, oh my God, you know, it's a euphoria. It's like, oh, life is so great. Like, I'm so happy. Like, but at the same time, you have, you know, when your hard times hit, they hit, you know, and it's just, you gotta communicate, and then you gotta realize, like, okay, we've been in it for this long, like, you know, let's figure out how to make it work. And just being okay with when things don't work out, and coming up with another plan. Like, if it don't work out, it's not the end all say all, you know? Like, you gotta take risks, you gotta fall on your face sometimes and have your other person pick you back up, and vice versa. So I think with that, with us running Mer Swag, we've been running Mer Swag together since 2015 till now. And, you know, eventually we were able to add people and build a team and have other people on board. And with that, that also creates that foundation and that reason behind not giving up. Because shit, if it was just me and him, I would have been game.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have been
I hear you.
I can't,
you.
you know, like I'm nose in, like I can't do it no more. But when you have a team, like you got other people rooting for you, you also are the support system for them. So it wasn't just easy, like just giving up like that, you know? Like it's like having children, like, oh, you know, I have kids that I have to support, I have a family to support, like I have things that I have to fight for. It's not just only about me.
Yeah.
So that is also like a very important factor in our relationship, in our marriage, and also just finding time for each other. Like I'm a busybody.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing an event, if I'm not on vacation, if I'm not changing my hair, if I'm not...
I mean, it took us 20 years to do this event, do this stuff.
Now it's 20 years. I'm done.
I don't even know you a year.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So I'm a busybody, you know, and it's like, I think I keep that spunk in the relationship, because leave it to Brandon. He down, like,
I mean, he's militant. He's just, like,
you know?
yeah.
But he would be a homebody if it was up to him, you know, but and still make his money. But all this like going out and vacation here, vacation there, catching a flight in 24 hours, and then catching another flight in 72 hours. He ain't doing all that, but because I'm here, like, you know, like I create that energy where it's like, okay, we gotta get up and do this and get this done and get that done.
So you mentioned support, right? I do think support within not just the business part, but also your relationship is good up to a certain point. So one of the things that I have actually ran into, the problems I've had, is that you'll have way too many opinions in your relationship or whatever you got going on, right? How do you deal with that? Because, you know, I joked around when I say like, you know, single women keep women single, but like just opinions alone that's outside, or too many opinions, can be very, very problematic. Because at the end of the day, if like, and maybe it kind of helps you out a little bit, because all the friends that you have is also friends with Brandon. With me, it can be a little difficult at times, because like, you know, I have, I'll have my friends, and then like my shorty will have, you know, I'm single, but let's say if I did have a shorty, she will have her friends. There can be problems with that. So like, what are your thoughts as far as like just meshing everything together, or just making sure everybody knows each other, versus just having separate?
One thing about me, if I don't like someone, I'm gonna let it be known.
Okay, cool.
Like it ain't like, oh my God, that's his friend, and I don't like her or him. But because that's his friend, I'm gonna respect it. No.
Yeah, no.
If it's your friend and I don't like your friend,
we gonna have to talk about this.
Yeah, they not gonna be your friend no more. Like it's just, there's a reason, and a lot of times the reason why I don't like somebody is very valid. You know, and it's not because I don't like what they do or how they work or whatever. No, it's
a very solid reason, like either character or integrity or something that does not mix within our moral compass.
Exactly. Like if something about a person just brings a dark aura or energy for me, like I don't even want it. Like it's not that deep for me. I don't care about a person that much. Like it's, you know. Yeah.
And also too, like, you know, those not just those friends, but just sometimes friends in general can just give you also bad advice as well.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to be able to process the advice that you get before acting on it, you know?
Okay.
And like before, I used to be very like closed off about my relationship. Like I never called my mom about anything going on in my relationship. You know, I've never called a friend and been like, you know, I'll speak on it. But at the end of the day, and I've learned this too, just being with girls and just being amongst people. A lot of times, if there's a relationship and the people are locked in, like you can't tell another person to leave their person. You can't, because that person has to want to leave, you know what I'm saying? And people and women go through so many issues and they'll voice it to their friends. And their friends will sometimes give them good advice, give them bad advice. And then that you also got to understand, as that friend that's giving that advice, this person could either take my advice or they can stay in that relationship and just go through whatever they're going through. And you just got to be mindful of the advice that you give, because if you give bad advice and this is your friend and they still stay with this person, now they're going to remember you to be that friend who gave them bad advice. So it's like, you know, like...
And even though like the advice is actually can be for them, that actually can still be bad advice.
Yeah.
Because you need to think about it from a holistic standpoint, honestly, or an encompassing standpoint. Like, it's not just about you, it's also about that person as well. And there's compromise at the end of the day. Like there's gonna be times that, you know, it's like, you know what, man, I love my husband, but I don't really fuck with him today. Like you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's happened. You know what I'm saying? But like, y'all have to go through that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I have to go through that.
Y'all have to go. You two, not everybody else, because at the end of the day, these friends that you have and these people by your side, at times, they'll only give advice that's only good for you as a person, not your marriage. And that's the issue we have right now.
Yeah, no, that is true. And it's like, you know, I've gotten some bad advice before, but I don't... Look, I'm a Scorpio. And one thing about me...
Loyal.
I'm loyal as hell.
Loyal to the bone.
Yeah, I'm loyal.
Yeah.
Loyal.
Yeah. What's Brandon?
Brandon's a Leo.
Leo, okay.
Fiery.
Cool.
Yeah. But no, I'm a Scorpio, so like I'm really good on having like good friends and just like I'm emotional, but I'm also like I process things, you know, and when I was younger, I didn't have like that social filter. I didn't like know like you have to like think about what you're saying before you actually say it. So now being older, being in business and like working with so many different personalities and different people, like I understand how to process certain things in life. And just know how to like not take bad advice.
So a power couple can work.
No, a power couple definitely can work. Definitely. It takes time. It takes ups and downs, but it can definitely happen.
You know, I've actually been told too. I've actually been told that my wife will actually make more money than me. I think it's impossible, but you know.
I mean, no, it's very possible. It's very possible.
Think so?
Yes, it's very possible.
Oh man.
It is, because I feel like in a relationship or in a marriage, money is only a factor when it comes down to like where you are at, like financially in life, like, you know, but who cares how much who makes or whatever. If y'all able to get it and y'all able to get it together and, you know, like I said, like they say, if you can make $1 million and you lose it, you can always make it back. Like once you know how to make $1 million, you lose it, you can definitely make that $1 million back one way or another. It's the same thing in a relationship. Like y'all can make the money together. It's always, once you figure out the foundation on how to like make the money and keep it flowing, it should never be an issue.
And that's the beautiful thing about y'all guys. I can definitely see from the outside in that your foundation is not built from that. It's actually built from the mud. It's built from just being together and like, you know what, you're my person. And
thugging it out.
You know, thugging it out. And, you know, we either going to be, we're going to be together, like, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, we're going to definitely go through the trials and tribulations. And, you know, money's not going to be necessarily the forefront to make it all be all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, for sure.
So hopefully one of these days we'll see with me. I don't know. You know, we've had conversations before.
Just pull up to the event.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Let's see if one of the Mer Swag ladies will be lucky enough to be with me. We'll see.
Not the Mer Swag ladies.
I'm just
Y'all, Bishop is on the prowl.
This is good.
Yeah, it was.
This was
I
good.
should bring my babies out, my daughter.
Yeah, bring them out. Bring them out.
Babe. Yeah. Let Swag and Ace come out so the world can see them.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know,
I'm a dog mom.
yes, they are dog parents.
Look at them. They
And
got their teeth.
these are the mascots of Merswag.
Hi, guys.
What's up? I can't get no love?
Look, go show Bishop some.
I can't get, what's going on?
Go say hi to Bishop.
Come
Go say-
on, I say hi. Come on. Oh, no.
They're like,
It's all good.
nope.
They want mommy. It's all good. But all right, so before we wrap up, so I have
Sit,
this thing
sit.
that's called the last
Sit,
call.
sit.
Okay?
Sit.
So
Swag.
we have this thing that's called the last call.
Sit.
All right. So I'm gonna give you some words, and then you're gonna give me the first thought that actually comes to your mind.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Okay. Atlanta.
Black people.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Miami.
Spicy.
Spicy. Okay. Iraq.
Iraq is life-changing.
Life-changing. Okay. Your first spa.
My first spot.
Yes. As far as like with your hair, like like your thoughts and first thing thoughts.
Wait, what you mean?
Like like your first business.
Oh, my
Yes.
salon. Okay.
Yes, your salon, not spa. Salon.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
So the salon, the first word that comes to mind is hustle.
Okay. All right. Merswag.
Merswag is lifestyle.
Your husband, Brandon.
Ooh, Brandon is
Don't cry now. we at the home stretch. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon is strong.
You can give a couple more words. Go right ahead.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine.
trying
We gonna have
to
to
strong, balance, love, and challenge.
Stoic.
What?
I think he's stoic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, for
very
sure,
very stoic.
Yes.
And the last one. No, I'm sorry. Your Merswag babes.
My Merswag babes.
Yeah.
The first word that comes to mind is everything.
Everything. Okay.
They are everything to me.
And Jael.
Ooh, Jael. Okay. Jael is fearless, fierce, loyal, strong. How many words I get?
Boss. There you go.
Boss babe, period. Yeah, and I stand on business all the time. All 2024 moving forward.
We got a lot of business as well to do.
And we got a lot of business to do. So y'all stay tuned.
Yes. Miss Jael, I appreciate you. This was incredible. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
It's just an honor for me to do my first interview with you. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna be around. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely see all the success because we got some business as well too. But
For sure.
I wish nothing but success and also prosperity for you and your family. And your business. So
Thank you so much.
before we end, if you can just go to the camera right there. Not that you need it, but
Okay.
your shameless plugs, you know what I'm saying? Merswag, all that stuff. Go right ahead.
All right, well, it's your girl Jael Romaine, owner of Merswag, and we are Merswag. I am Merswag, and you can find us on Instagram at Merswag. That's MURSWAGG, and our website is www.merswag.com. So make sure you go, follow, add to cart, and check out.
Boom, done. It's a wrap.